We're up to end of chapter 2. And Shlomo gets to work. So now Shlomo sat on the throne. Shlomo yeshav kisei David aviv v'tikon malchuto me'od. Shlomo sat on the throne of his father David, and his kingship was established. Adoniah ben Chagit, he came to Bathsheba, and he says, she asked him, Tomer Shalom Boecha. She says, do you come in peace? He says, I come in peace. I have something to say to you. She said, Daber. She says, speak. He says, you know, the kingship was mine, and all of Israel looked to give me the kingship, but the kingship was diverted and gave it to Shlomo, for it was his from Hashem. Now I have one request. She says, speak. He says, please speak to Shlomo. He should give me Avishag the Shunamite as a wife. Oh, so he wants a request for a wife. And what does he do? He says, if you say Bathsheba, if you say to what's called to Shlomo, he will give me. Who's Avishag? Remember, Avishag was a lady who warmed David after he got cold, but he wasn't technically with her. We said that he wasn't with her, right? So therefore he said, okay, Bathsheba said, listen, I will speak to the king on your behalf. Now going back to this, the Gemara Bava Batra says that Shlomo sat on his chair, right? Now the pasuk says that when Bathsheba came to Shlomo, we're going to see that she bows down. She bows down, and it says, and he placed a chair for her, the king's mother. Right? The next pasuk says, Bathsheba came to Shlomo, and about Adoniah, the king got up to respect her, to greet her. He bowed down to her, and then he sat on his throne. He put a chair for the king's mother, and she sat to his right. So what does that mean? That means Shlomo put a chair for his mother Bathsheba, right? So then, what does it mean for her? We already know Bathsheba was there. So the sages tell us it was really, he put a chair for his great-grandmother. Who is that? Ruth. We see that That Ruth was actually sitting and alive at the same time as the King Shlomo. So, according to the Midrash, there's a famous story. I saw a nice picture. There's a picture I saw in somebody's house. They have two ladies, and come to court, and you see Shlomo in the middle, and he's holding the baby and with the sword. Mm-hmm. He's like this, and the two ladies are arguing who's the child. He said, I'll kill the child, cut it in half. And one of the ladies said, no, it's okay, you give it back. Give it to her, let the baby live. And he proved from there who the mother was, because the real mother has mercy. So over there, according to one midrash, Ruth was there too. Ruth was in that store, was sitting next to Shlomo when he was judging that case. So really, if you want to make the picture proper, according to this midrash, you have to put a picture of Shlomo on his throne and a chair next to him, Ruth. That's what the midrash says.
It's like 5 generations.
Yeah. Okay, fine. So now, so one chair in our pasuk, yeah. So now you need one chair for Ruth and another chair for his mother Bathsheba. So then he says, I want to ask you a request. Shlomo says, okay, tell me what it is. What is it? To let Avishag Shunamit be given to your brother Adoniah for a wife. So then King Shlomo gets a little irritated. He says, what is this? Why you ask for Avishag the Shunamit for my brother? Request for him rather the kingship. For he's my older brother. For Aviatar the Kohen and Yoav son of Tzeruiah. King Shlomo then swore by Hashem. He says, so should Hashem do to me. Should he do it further? For Adoniah has spoken at this matter at the cost of his life. So now he says he wants to have my father's wife, my father's lady who warmed him. That's what he wants. He's going to pay with his life for this. And now as Hashem lives, he will establish me on my throne, my father David. I swear today, Adoniah will be put to death. So King Shlomo sent Benayahu ben Yoyada, and he struck him, and he killed him. He said, that's it. You don't think I see what he's trying to do? I know what he's trying to do. He's trying to still find a way to get the kingship from me. That's it. I have to get rid of this person. He's Mored B'Malchut, and I have the permission to go and get rid of him. And he sends Benayahu Yoyada to go kill him. Over here, in this chapter, the commentaries say, where is it? Some paradigmos in here. Why did he see in him to kill Adoniah? Does it say over here? No, it doesn't say over here. Okay, so we'll read here. Here. So we see that Bathsheba, she was good-hearted. She had mercy on Adoniah. She thought he was harmless. But Shlomo, he's very smart. He sees what he's doing, and we know Adoniah really he was hunger for power, and he failed in the first time, and he really wanted to do it through this way, and therefore Shlomo saw this. Shlomo was very wise, and he was able to see that Adoniah was just trying to get through this another way to the kingship. Okay, then he goes to Evyatar the Kohen, and the king says, "Go to Anatot, to your fields, for you are deserving of death, and I shall not put you dead to this day, because you have carried the ark of my Lord Elohim before my father David, because you suffered and all that my father suffered." So even Evyatar, he also wanted to get rid of him, but he didn't. He says, "Get out of here, leave this place." He dismissed him from being Kohen to Hashem to fulfill the word of Hashem that he has spoken concerning the house of Eli in Shiloh. So remember, if you remember, David told Shlomo, you have to take care of Shimi ben Gera, you have to get rid of Yoav and Evyatar. Evyatar, he sent the other way. He didn't kill him. Now he has Yoav, and he has Shimi ben Gera still to deal with. What does he do over here? Now people start talking about how he's going to come for to Yoav. News reaches Shmuah bad Yoav ki Yoav nata achrei Adoniah. Because Adoniah and Evyatar, they supported Adoniah, because Yoav and Evyatar supported Adoniah, so we got to get rid of the two. He just got rid of Adoniah. Now he has to get rid of Evyatar. Evyatar, he sent him away. Now he has to get Yoav. Yoav starts running. Yoav fled the tent of Hashem and took hold of horns of the altar. Oh, second guy who did this. Adoniah did this, and Yoav also did this. What does this mean? So look at this. So it says the Gemara that when Beddin executes somebody, his money and his property is inherited by his family. But if the king executes somebody, the king inherits his stuff. That's the halacha. So King Shlomo sent Benayahu ben Yehoyada kill Yoav because he supported Adoniah. Yoav thought that he could save himself from death by holding on to the Mizbeach. He made two mistakes. Number one, the top of the Mizbeach can save a person, but he grabbed the horns, and that's the problem. You have to stand on top of it. Secondly, only the Mizbeach and the Beit HaMikdash can save a person, but not the Mizbeach that stood elsewhere. And the Beit HaMikdash is not yet built when the story took place. So they had tradition. They already learned Torah, and they understood that there's such a halakha that if you hold on the altar, then nobody can kill you. So he thought that this applies to any Mizbeach, even the one in the Mishkan, or even we're in Galut, whatever it is. But he didn't realize that this is only in the Beit HaMikdash. Another opinion says that really the Mizbeach protects only a Kohen while he's doing the Avodah. But he's not doing Avodah. He's not even a Kohen. And another opinion says that the altar does not protect a murderer under any circumstances, because the Korbanot give a person long life, and a murderer shorten a person's life. So it doesn't go together. It doesn't help you. So therefore, Yoav made a mistake. What happens? It was told to King Shlomo, Yoav went to the tent of Hashem, he was the altar. Shlomo sent Benayahu ben Yehoyada, and he said, go strike him down. Benayahu came to the house of Hashem, and he said to the king, thus said the king, get out. Yoav said, no, I shall die here. He says, thus spoke Yoav, and that's what he said. King Shlomo, he told Shlomo, Yoav is not listening, he told me, I'm not leaving. The king said, do as he said, strike him down over there and bury him. Eliminate the innocent blood which you have spilled from me and my father's house. Hashem will return his blood upon his head, because he struck two men who were more righteous and good than he, Avner ben Ner and Amasa ben Yeter. Let their blood return upon the head of Yoav. And so Benayahu went up, and he struck him and he killed him. And now the last person he has to deal with, Shimi ben Gera. Baruch